The Trump administration rolls out merrychristmas.gov as the Christmas comeback ramps up. Nothing says Christmas joy like a federally curated advent calendar. Most Americans expect to carry credit card debt well into 2026. If Santa needs a payment schedule, it might be time to rethink the list. 10 super cool gifts that will sell out quickly this year. Every year it seems there are must-have gifts and nobody ever has them. These holiday goodies and much more on this Christmas edition of Teed Off. Christmas, Christmas time is here. Time for joy and time for cheer. That's right. Merry Christmas, everybody. Very Merry Christmas to all of you. Oh, yes, it is time for that special one day a year where we say Happy Birthday, Jesus, by showing off all the cool little gifts we bought for ourselves and our loved ones. I'm James, your jolly old North Pole ambassador, coming to you for the next 20 minutes or so with the headlines of the holiday season that are important. At least according to me. I'll bring them to you with no filter, no fluff, and as always, there is no political affiliations here. Christmas started as a Christian celebration for the birth of Jesus, but December 25th wasn't actually picked until the 4th century by whatever Roman emperor was there at the time. And they basically chose that date to coincide with pagan winter festivals. For centuries, it wasn't about shopping. It was about church, it was about feasting, and it was about community. The Puritans actually banned Christmas at one point for being too indulgent. The modern version of Christmas shows up in the 1800s with Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol popularizing family and goodwill. By the 20th century, Christmas was not only a religious holiday, but also one of the biggest commercial events on the planet. And there's your brief history of Christmas. All right, I've got 4 holiday themed segments for you today. Make sure and stick around for the last one. You'll really like it. It's kind of a comparison between old Christmas and new Christmas. So it's going to be kind of fun. So stick around for that one. Now, let's spur the reindeer on and get into the comment of the week. This week's comment comes from Kimchi88, and Kim says, I once had a coworker that I knew had fallen for a romance scam. She was a divorced middle-aged mom, and this person knew all the right things to say to her to make her swoon. When she told me all the things about him, all I saw were red flags. His messages were in broken English. He would never FaceTime her. He was, in parentheses, not to be mean. Kim, you couldn't be mean if you tried. Don't worry. I've known Kim a long time, old theater buddy. So you could not be mean. Don't worry. Way too young and too attractive. And the kicker, he asked for money all the time. I investigated and found proof it was a guy from Nigeria and that the photos he used were fake. She was so angry and in disbelief we are no longer on speaking terms. Scammers won that one. That is the sad thing about it, Kim. Being lonely is very, very hard, especially around the holiday seasons and everything, but it's hard all the time. We're a tribal sort of people, and so whenever you destroy hope for people, that's sometimes worse than just them going along with the scam for them. I mean, it's sad. It's not the way things should be. This is life. We go through these journeys. I'm sad that your friend is no longer your friend and you're not speaking to each other. Yeah, destroying the hope. That's just sometimes worse for people. They just like to have the hope. That's the thing about this season is, yeah, man, if you're lonely, sometimes you just want to talk to people. Thing is you really can talk to ChatGPT because it's the most positive thing in the world. I talk to ChatGPT all the time, and it's just so supportive of everything I do and everything I try and tells me I'm the smartest person in the world. Thanks for the comment, Kim. If anybody else wants to leave their comment, get on the comment of the week. Yeah, you got to leave one. I can't do it if you don't leave me a comment. Okay, merrychristmas.gov. Trump rolled this out for us to, I guess, say what a great thing he is. Donald Trump is is he trying to be Santa Claus now too? But this merrychristmas.gov, if I went to it, and it's actually pretty cool. What it is it's telling the gifts that the federal government gave over the years to its citizens that improved our lives in some way. It's 12 days, so I've only got 3 of them so far. I'm doing this on, I believe this is the 17th, so there's only been 3. He's going right up to Christmas Day. Each day they're giving a new one. So what's been on there now is the WPA poster program, which was started in 1935 and went through 1943 during the Great Depression. It was put on to create work for artists, designers. They made posters to promote tourism for national parks and things like that. This was part of the New Deal that Franklin Delano Roosevelt put out. Number two, the next day was the Great Seal of the United States. A committee was put forth on the signing of the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776 to do the Great Seal, but they did not get it done until 1782. And it is actually a nice piece of artwork. I like the eagle. It holds an olive branch symbolizing peace in one talon, and in the other hand, it has 13 arrows symbolizing the 13 colonies. The arrows symbolize war. The olive branch symbolizes peace. The third one was the FHWA signage system, which was the Federal Highway Administration. They were creating uniform signs for the interstate highways that were being built from 1956 to 1966. And it is really a mental and psychological roadmap across the country. I mean, you see the green signs, you know that that's the interstate. Brown signs, you know that that is a recreational area. That's something the federal government did, and it's really cool, actually. Now, I don't know what the other ones are going to be that Trump are going to put on merrychristmas.gov. Maybe if he put the wall up there, that he's going to actually try to build that wall across Mexico again, which I always thought it wasn't a bad idea. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, the amount of money in this. But you just think about it. If you made that wall, then you could do things like this WPA poster program, and people could come down there and do murals on the wall, and it would be a tourist destination. And you might even be able to get some return on your investment, as long as they didn't make it to where it's like most programs that the upkeep and maintenance and the overhead involved with it was too much. You could probably actually make, maybe not a profit, but which we don't even care if the government really makes a profit anyway. It's not the point of the government is to make a profit, but it'd be nice to have a lot of things that are sustainable instead of just having to accrue debt like crazy. Okay, let's get into the back nine loving now. All right, it is time for your back nine loving tutorial from your host, me, a guy that has not had a relationship last longer than a cold shower in 2 years. Christmas is when relationships go on trial. Like a trial, there are certain rules and certain procedures that must be followed. Rule number one, if you say that we are not really doing gifts this year, you're just fooling yourself. And don't ask if your gifts are enough, because if you have to ask that, it isn't. Rule number two, do not abandon your partner at family gatherings. If your mom starts interrogating like it's a Senate hearing, you step in. That's not loyalty. That is survival. Rule number three, never, ever say, my ex used to love this. You are just inviting the ghost of Christmas past to the party, and that attendee is not a fun one. Rule number four, your significant other's family traditions are now your traditions. You don't have to like them, but you have to pretend like you do. And if you're single this holiday season, congratulations. You have no matching pajamas, no forced cheer, and no arguments in Target parking lot at 9:47 p.m. That's this week's Back Nine Loving, because Christmas doesn't break relationships, it just exposes the weak ones. Okay, holiday credit card debt. People are figuring that their balances on their credit cards are going to last throughout 2026. In fact, I was looking at some numbers, and credit card balances are now at record levels at $1.23 trillion. Man, that's a lot of money. Average per person, their figure is right around $6,500 to $7,500 balance on their credit card. And you're talking over 20% interest on these cards at this point. Some people even have ridiculous 28, 29%. 30%. What I was looking at was 70% intend to carry the balance into 2026, but at the same time, 20% expect to be paying Christmas balances well into summer of 2026. You can never get ahead. If the average is like $7,000 balance on a credit card at 20% interest, I mean, what are you paying there? That's what? $1,400 a month? Not a month. What are you talking about, Jim? It's not monthly. It's annual. You're paying $1,400 a year interest on that debt. I've just never understood how people carry debt on credit cards. And this buy now, pay later stuff that people do, man, you are just asking to shoot yourself in the foot. You think that all of these micro payments that are going to happen in February, that you're going to be able to pay them then because you can't pay now? I mean, come on. And a lot of these Gen Zers and millennials, They're doing buy now, pay later on everyday things like groceries. They do buy now, pay later programs on groceries. That's insane. I think every generation has to really learn what debt is the hard way. And then they got the student debt on top of it. And then they've got the rent payments. They've got the insurance payments. I don't see how some people are getting by anymore. I just really don't. And the debt in itself has to take some of the joy out of the holiday season. I mean, you're going to get somebody a gift and they're going to forget what it was in 2 months. But Visa isn't going to forget. They'll remember. They'll show you every month what it was. Christmas used to last 12 days. Now it lasts 12 billing cycles. But nothing says Christmas like a payment plan that outlives the tree. Okay, let's do the nostalgic news minute.
On this Christmas Eve, December 24th, 1955, officials at the Continental Air Defense Command in Colorado Springs reported an unusual volume of telephone calls from children across the country. The calls were a result of a department store advertisement mistakenly listing the direct telephone number to the Air Defense Headquarters as a direct hotline to Santa Claus. Rather than disconnect the line, Air Force personnel elected to respond. Callers were informed that radar systems had detected that Santa Claus had indeed left the North Pole and was heading southward at high speeds. The incident marked the first known incident of the U.S. military formally tracking Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. Officials described the situation as under control. This has been the Nostalgic News Minute. I'm James Roberts reminding you, sometimes national defense takes the holiday shift.
Okay, 10 cool gifts that will sell out quickly this season. One is the Mini Guard Cam. It's $30 to $60 is what it will cost. It's a small round camera that replaces your doorbell ring chime thing. And now I guess you can see the delivery driver in HD. It's cool. It's about the size of a silver dollar. The Galaxy Ball. This Galaxy Ball is $20 to $35. And it's a spinning orb that flies. It's a drone for people that don't trust themselves to fly drones. Number 3, the Funga Beam. This is $80 to $150. And it uses low-level laser therapy to treat nail fungus. You could give that to somebody and they're just like, do you think my toes are a fungus? I mean, I guess Santa sees everything, even your foot rot. The Vi Shift, that's $20 to $30 and it's adjustable reading glasses. This is actually a cool product. I mean, they've got little knobs on the side of it. You just adjust it to whatever you're reading. So now you don't have to take the menu and look back at that. So this is good for our age group. The Vi Shift reading glasses. I don't know if they work. Somebody get the product and let me know. The Wave Loop. This is a Bluetooth speaker that looks cool. Yeah, we always need another Bluetooth speaker, don't we? If I have a picture, I'll put it up right here, as I will do with all these products if I find the pictures. It's a Bluetooth speaker that just looks cool. I don't know how the sound is. They say that it's better than most Bluetooth sound. So, yeah. Tavano, $40 to $70. This is a health-saving cutting board. Yeah, cutting board for your kitchen. Your old cutting boards, they have too much bacteria. If they're plastic, then they've been cut up and now you're getting plastic stuff in your food. They're scaring you into buying this metal cutting board so that way you don't have sickness running around your entire kitchen. $40 to $70. It's a lot of money for one of those. The Vital Wrist Ball. It's $15 to $30. This is a device that you hold in your hand, you strengthen it. We used to have the squeeze toys. Now I guess there's a little ball inside of a metal ball and you kind of turn it around and it's supposed to make your forearms stronger and your hands and fingers, and created by a doctor. It's what they're advertising as, is a doctor created it. So there you go. Probably from Harvard. Number 8, the Fluffco Zen Pillow. This is sponsored by Oprah. So if Oprah says it, you know it. You remember those ShamWow commercials with Vince? I see these pillows as, well, Oprah says they're great. It's because Oprah sleeps obviously better than us. It's like Vince and the ShamWows whenever he's like, Olympic divers use it. Okay, like an Olympic diver gets wetter than I do whenever I jump into a pool. Vince sold a lot of ShamWows. You following me, camera guy? Following me? You following me, camera guy? Oprah says it. Says she sleeps well on it. Number 9, the Magic Kick. It's $20 to $35. What's wrong with a ball? Why can't we just Still have balls. Whenever I was a kid, we used one ball for everything. It was like a one big rubber red ball, and that was our basketball, that was our football, that was our soccer ball. That's all we had because we were poor. Number 10, the Halo Siren, $25 to $50, and this lets out an ultra loud sound and has a strobe light. So whenever a woman or a man, either one, it doesn't matter, if they are out and they get attacked or mugged, they just pull the tab on this thing and a huge shrieking sound will come out and a strobe will start flashing to let everybody know that, hey, something's going on. Yeah, I don't see how this is going to be any sort of a problem. People won't be abusing these things. It's sounding like this thing's going to go off and people will start ducking into shelters because they think a tornado's coming. That's how loud this thing is. If you miss any of these things this year, don't worry. There will be a $400 resale on eBay. I'm sure of it. All right, let's get right into the Christmas version of the hack trick now. Okie dokie, it's time to get into the holiday hack trick. 3 little shortcuts for people that value their time, their sanity, and their lower back. Hack number 1, if you're buying gifts for adults, stop guessing. Surprises are for children. Accuracy is for people over 40. Hack number 2, when attending holiday gatherings, arrive with your own exit plan. Drive yourself, park facing out. If things get weird, like drunken caroling, take off. That's not rude. That's growth. Hack number 3, set a dollar limit per person, not per gift. One thoughtful purchase will outweigh 3 panic purchases and a January credit card apology tour any day of the week. That's your hack trick, because the holidays aren't about doing more. They are about recovering faster. All right, like I said, this last segment is going to be a fun one. It's comparing Christmas of yesteryear to Christmas of today. And this is where I want the comments this week. Give me a comment about what was different about your Christmases growing up to today. What has changed so much? And don't just tell me that you are now the benefactor. We already know that, okay? Christmas then versus Christmas now. Then, shopping happened in stores. Now, shopping happens at 1:14 a.m. with one eye open. Let's buy that. Then, if the store was out, that was it. Now, if it's out, someone failed you personally. Then, kids circled toys in catalogs. Now, they send you links with delivery deadlines. Parents said, we'll see. Parents say, add it to the cart. Back then, one gift could carry the whole Christmas. Now, one gift is only part of gifts. Then, batteries were included. Now, nothing is included. Then, Christmas lights lasted 10 years. Now, they show up broken. Back then, you put lights on the house once. Now, you compare yourselves to the neighbors nightly. Christmas dinner took all day. There's a backup DoorDash plan for dinner. There was one TV. There's arguments over which TV sounds the best. Back then, Christmas cards came in the mail. Now, Christmas cards are Instagram stories. Then, you called relatives once a year. Now, you avoid relatives all year. Holiday travel meant a long drive. Holiday travel means a personality test at the TSA. Kids went outside after opening gifts. Kids need chargers by noon. Back then, you cleaned the house for guests. Now you apologize for the house before anyone arrives. Then, silence meant peace. Now, silence means that somebody's mad. Back then, Christmas was about joy. Now, Christmas is about logistics. Back then, you dreaded January because Christmas was over. Now, you look forward to January like it's a parole date. Back then, Christmas felt slower. Now, we're just tired. There you go, folks. That's your Christmas special of Teed Off. I've actually put a lot of work into this one this week and did a lot of research on things and actually scripted out a lot more. And it seems a little bit more discombobulated to me because I didn't do as much stream of consciousness. It seems a little bit more discombobulated to me because I didn't do as much stream of consciousness. I can't talk today. I don't even know how I got through this. I'm sure that there's a lot of mumbling going on in this whole thing. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Leave a comment, subscribe, do what you got to do. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, too.